My mother knew how to raise the mother in me. I felt so different though because my father used to call me mantequilla, butter in Spanish, and because of that sometimes I'd wonder if I'm just too soft, too pliable, too bendable, too breakable. I wondered if my sensitiveness would be better served on a censorship list, if it would be better to weather my own emotions until they eroded in a road not known to be so adventurous. I digress, it's just, events don't inherently come with names until we engage and attach one to the other as if all part of the same terrain, chain of events. We as people make connections amongst events in order for them to make sense, and my mother says I'm the air that she breathes. So when they diagnosed her, I hope the doctors didn't blame it on her environment. When my friends would talk about that chick and want to bone, her bone would carry my body back to the skeletons in my closet. Back to '94 when he broke her arm and they just didn't understand why I wasn't like them. And while they were only concerned about getting in between her hips when they boned her, I wanted to be her hips. The bones inside of her, because without me she couldn't move alone, and without her heartbeat I'd just be bones. I can't tell you how many times my mother was battered up on home's plate, but we still dug out love. She was rocked quite often, but was one hell of a mountain climber. When my friends would talk about the girl that week they'd pound and then show her the door, it reminded me of the door that night. Pound, pound, pound. The door was the only thing between him and us. We hid in her room and I learned something about home that night. As long as you're with who you love, as long as both hearts are touched down, safety is irrelevant despite any possible punt towards our own end zone. Pound, pound, pound. If only I were older and if only each pound were a towel, I'd wipe the floor with him. When my friends would brag about how many lampshades they looked under in their rooms, how many lamps laid as mental trophies on the nightstand surrounding their bed, my mother always said, if I let them shine in my mind, I wouldn't need not even one nightstand to hold them high. See, spell a woman. A woman is a man on woe, and you're not fly unless you learn how to land on one. Until then, you're all posed. Disrespect them, and you're kicking dirt on the land from which we all grow. My father told me to go back where I came from so many times. I realized when most guys are treating the inside like a candy store, I found all the getting inside in the world won't matter until you feel like you found your golden wrapper. When most guys are wishing that girl is blind enough to not see their ulterior motives, they forget that most women have superpowers. All they see are invisible men. And I want to make her feel my words like Braille for the unseen. I want to bring to life those frozen in time words once told to her. Those I love yous and I miss yous from her past were paralyzed from the neck down. They were just trying to get ahead. What's alive needs oxygen to live, and sooner or later she was only living to breathe life into those words, and I want to breathe life back into her. That scribble-scrabble from other guys was just babble left spread on her walls, and I'll erase it. Replace it with high notes, with Bible. Turn her back on like car keys, put body back in the casket in her heart, then resurrect her for worse or for better. See, my mother said just because someone before you spend time in her boiler room doesn't mean they turn the heat on. She said no matter who's smashed, you make sure you love her to pieces. And a girl's past is like cremated ash, it's been lived already. My mother said kisses are like stitches, they heal all wounds. As long as they don't remain hidden in the bottom right corner of special occasion birthday cards, because every kiss doesn't begin with K, they begin with lips, and so does every life. And it's time for us guys to start respecting where we came from. Wow.